Yes, we are live. Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on this another beautiful episode of Zero Point Healing Show. I'm Vishnupriya, and I am a healer myself with lots of different modalities. And it's my absolute pleasure to put together this platform of Zero Point Healing as a web directory of all the healers and therapists and facilitators who are transforming this world, creating the change that this world needs at this time. And today I have with me Julie, and our topic is moving beyond the pain of breakup and finding your true and perfect life partner. And this topic is one of my favorites, the love relationship. But when I had been working with my clients, I have found my clients who come to me, who tell me that I have problems in my financial life, I have problems in my health, as well as I don't have a life partner that I love. But I will keep the love relationship for the end, and let's focus on the financial things. I would like to clear my money blocks first. But what I have found is having this beautiful life partner who can support you is an area in life that actually affects all other areas of life. For example, I had a client who had insomnia for 15 years, and she was also not successful when it comes to her financial life. And when I did a healing session on her, I used a different modality. But what happened was we found that she not having this beautiful life partner who can support her was the actual problem there, why she had the health issue and the financial issues in her life. So having this beautiful life partner is such an important aspect of our lives, which is so important that we don't even know how it affects our other areas of life. And therefore, this is a beautiful topic we are going to discuss with Julie. She is Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator for 16 years. And what that means is when it comes to Access Consciousness, if you have to be a certified facilitator, you have to attend courses every single year to renew your license and to keep yourself. So being a certified facilitator for 16 years, oh my God. Welcome, Julie. Thank you so much for coming to our show today. And please let us know a little bit about yourself and how you became Access Consciousness Facilitator.
Thank you for having me, really, thank you. And this is a wonderful thing that you're creating, so I am grateful. So your first question was, how did I come to Access Consciousness? Well, I was married, I had children, I had a business. Everything was the perfect picture of what is right and correct in this reality, but I was not happy. I was pretty much pretending to be happy, and we seemed like we were the best couple. And one day I went to my chiropractor for a neck pain, and I thought it was from doing my jewelry because I'm also a jewelry designer. And he sat me down, and he had just learned Access Consciousness tools. And he said, "What's a pain in the neck?" And I said, "Oh, well, you know, my husband," and da, 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 da. And he said the Access Consciousness clearing statement, all those magical words. And as soon as he said it, all the pain in my neck disappeared. He hadn't even adjusted me. And I was like, what is this? I want to learn what that is. So I started taking classes and using the tools to make my relationship better, which it did. And we were both facilitators for about 5 years. And then it came to the point where I became aware that I wanted to go a different direction than he did. So it was kinder to actually separate than stay together.
That's beautiful. And every one of us have such a story where we went through the pain and then we discovered these beautiful tools that can help us. That's wonderful. And tell us a little bit about access consciousness. What, in your perspective, is access consciousness? And how has it helped you create the life that you want?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think for every person who finds it, there are places where they already know certain things and it's just never been spelled out before. So it starts to awaken more of what you already do know and gives you access to having more of you so that you can create whatever it is that you desire. And I think the biggest thing is coming out of judgment of yourself, what you're supposed to be doing, how you're not supposed to do this, and trying to get things right. That just locks us up. Any place where you're in judgment is a place where you're not going to have any movement or any clarity, because it's something that's stopping you from your awareness of what might change it. So these tools are amazing in the way that they really like get down to the bottom layer of what's actually going on. You know, there's a whole lot of other things that are very superficial and it can take a long time. These work fast. If you're willing to go there, they can change things so quickly.
Yes, and talking about judgments, and that has been one thing that access consciousness has contributed in my life as well. And even yesterday, I was talking to my mom, I was telling her, if it was 6 months before, I couldn't have put together this kind of a platform, because access consciousness is the recent one that I learned, and that helped me get out of all the judgments about all the different healing modalities I had, the judgment about the healers. Oh, this healer is good, this healer is bad, all the good, bad, right, wrong, and so much more that we put ourselves inside. And yes, access consciousness has, and and when you release all of those judgments, it's like a new reality opening in front of you, all your self judgments and the judgments that we have about the world and about the people. That is amazing. Wow. And tell us a little bit about what types of courses do you offer, what kind of services that you offer, and the one on one sessions that you do.
Of course. As a certified facilitator, I facilitate the core classes, access bars, the foundation. I'm also a body process facilitator. Body process and a facelift facilitator. And I also have a specialty class called Committing to Your Living, which is it's using the tools in a different way to allow you to really have the confidence to know what it is that you would like to create and go about creating from that space rather than kind of being at the effect of everybody else's needs and wants and desires and projections at you. I also work one-on-one with people. I'll do in-person or online sessions that can be anything from verbal clearings to energetic healing sessions. There's the Symphony of Possibilities is an advanced class taught by Dr. Dane here. And I've taken many, many, many of those, as well as the Maestro training for several years. So this work is amazing. I've actually facilitated with people over FaceTime. One woman was in a bus in like the middle of nowhere, Vietnam, and we were doing a session, and it was amazing because it didn't matter how far away we were. I could perceive the energy of where things were stuck in her body and when it shifted, and she was totally amazed too. It was awesome. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. This work actually contributes and does change things for you. And it can be on any topic, really.
Yes, and thanks to the internet for allowing us to do this magic from one part of the world to another. Wow. And now tell us about your beautiful book you have for us. Please show us and tell us, let's talk about the breakup, beauty in the breakup. She is this beautiful author with this book, and tell us a little bit about what is in the book, and as well as how, of course, coming back to the topic as well, audience are here to listen about how they can overcome their pain of breakup. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Well, part of the reason I wrote the book, I never really wanted to be an author, but using the tools to facilitate our own breakup, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, saw how we created it with so much ease, and he said, I want you to write the book, get to work. So I did. And what I did is I arranged the tools into 6 steps to move you through the process of a breakup. And it's not necessarily you read it and you're done. It's something that's almost like a workbook that you can refer back to. And since my divorce was 10 years ago, I've had a couple of longer term relationships, and I used my own book whenever I was stuck, whatever step I was on, and I'll let you know what they are. The first one is unwinding, finding space for you. Because when you're in a relationship, you become one and it's all intertwined. So you need to unwind and create space. Step 2 is dissolving past trauma. So not holding on to all of that stuff. A lot of people talk about the baggage, and you don't want to take that baggage with you after a breakup. So you use those tools to dissolve the past. Then there's a navigation system so that you can start to choose the things that you'd actually like to have and start creating the future you'd love to be living. Step 4 is breaking through barriers and learning how to be in a different way. Step 5 is conscious creation, the decadence of living. And step 6 is maintenance, how to maintain it all and keep going, keep creating. So I've had friends who've given this book to people who are getting married. It's not necessarily for a breakup or a divorce. It's so that you don't lose you in any of the relationships that you're choosing.
That's so wonderful. And yes, having this kind of workbook where at different times in our lives, it keeps helping us. It's like a tool that we can go back and refer every time we have this kind of those small little fights that we might have, and every time we feel low, when there is a tool that we can pick up and use, that is amazing. So what other recommendations would you have for the audience today on how they can, what would be the reason why they are in this kind of pain, and how is the best way that you can tell us about finding their perfect life partner?
Well, I think the first thing is to really look at what you're living and where you are, and if it's actually working for you. Because a lot of us are stuck in the judgment that, if you're married, that being married is the right thing and getting divorced or breaking up is wrong. So to put that aside and actually look at what is true for me. When you're married or in a long-term relationship, the tendency is to forget your awareness of you, and it's to only have awareness of what your partner wants and what they're projecting at you and what everybody else thinks. So finding the space for you to start getting clear on, okay, is this working for me? Ask some questions. What is it that I truly like? Can we create this different? Is it what I desire? Do they desire it? how can we get this to be something that works for both of us instead of holding on to upsets and judgments and feeling like you have no choice. So that's where I would start. Was there a second part of your question? I don't
Yes,
remember.
finding your life partner, perfect life partner.
Finding your partner. Well, what I recommend in the book, and this was recommended to me when we broke up, Gary said, take at least 6 months and don't do a relationship. Create a relationship with you. And I think that's where I started to get the idea of the committing to your living specialty class, because of course I didn't do that. I started dating right away. But then when that was over, I did take 6 months, and I actually took longer. I took about 10 months, and I really got clarity on me, because most of my life I had dated somebody else. I never knew what I wanted. So when you have that space and you can start to get a sense for what would actually be a contribution in your life, you can create the awareness of what that would feel like if that energy of that contribution was a person. Doesn't matter what they look like per se, but you get the energy of what it would feel like to have them in your life. And then you pull that through you, and you go about your day, and you may start meeting people with that energy, and you keep asking, how does it get better than this? And how does it get better than this? And then you'll meet somebody who matches the energy of what you're looking for. The trick is to not give yourself away, to have you and have your relationship. And when you were saying in the beginning about how relationship actually does affect all areas of your life, I really think, I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to be in a, marriage relationship kind of relationship, but relationship itself is a gifting and receiving. And if you have difficulty receiving, you're going to have difficulty with money flows as well. So they are interconnected from the very basic level of your willingness to receive. And it could be you're receiving from a friend or a colleague. So this should contribute to all relationships, because it starts with your relationship with yourself.
Wow, and that's so amazing, having that relationship with ourselves. And that was an amazing recommendation as well. Why not take a break 6 months and sit with yourself and develop that relationship with yourself and see what kind of energy do you need in your life, right? So that was an amazing recommendation. Thanks so much. And tell us a little bit about the free Facebook group, and how can people join that?
Yes. I just wanted to mention one other thing about that 6 month period. It's not that you haven't met anybody, and, because there are a lot of people who haven't dated for a while. But if you're specifically choosing not to create a relationship for 6 months, it's a very different energy than not dating anybody for 6 months, if you know what I mean. Because you're like always looking, and you're not actually being with you. So, so the group I created to go hand in hand with the book, and for anybody actually, it's a group called Expand Space to Unwind. And every Monday, I facilitate an expanding exercise in this Facebook group. It's free to join. And I just facilitate a Facebook Live expand. And if it doesn't work out for people to be on, they can watch it whenever they like, just as Facebook groups work. But it's been really wonderful to do that consistently for the past 3 years. So there's lots of videos in there. And I have saved some of them and put them on my YouTube channel. I'm starting to build that. So you can also see some of that on my YouTube channel. But it's like, for me, expanding is the basis of the ease in your life in any area. So if you want more money, if you want a relationship, if you want health, getting it from a contracted place is not going to work. You have to expand into the spacious being that you are, and a lot of the problems start to fall away. And then you get the clarity of what you'd like, and from that space, when you ask, you can receive so much easier.
Yes, and that leads us to the next session of the beautiful demo that we are all waiting for. And let's get started. But to reiterate, the Facebook group name is
Space to Unwind.
Expand Space to Unwind, and people can search it, as well as we'll also drop the link for the free Facebook group in the link in the comment box below. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so just relax wherever you are. You can close your eyes if you like, but you don't have to. I usually just take a few deep breaths. And notice if there's any stiffness and tightness in your body. And just ask it to relax. Notice how big your zone of awareness is. Is it just within your body? Does it extend around your body? Does it go further out and fill the room? And as I ask that, you're already going there. So let's just keep going. You, the being, are infinite, and you can take up infinite space. So for now, fill the room that you're in, all the way up to the ceiling, all the way down to the floors, in front of you, behind you, to your left and to your right. And notice how that allows your body to relax even deeper. So relax more. Relax more. Let go. And let's spill over the edges of the wall, the ceiling, the floor, and expand out in a bubble around your body at least 10 miles in all directions. And noticing at the same time as you're 10 miles expanded, that you can still perceive your body. How's it feeling? Is it lighter? Now let's go 100 miles. Down into the earth, up into the sky, all around you. 500 miles. Just asking, and you'll be there. You don't have to figure anything out. Notice with this space how quiet your mind is. It's like everything just got really quiet. Keep going. 100,000 miles, 500,000 miles, 1,000,000 miles, encompassing the planet and beyond the solar system. from this space, what would you like to create? What would you like your life to be like? Get the energy of that. What would you like your life to be like? Whatever you're noticing, whatever that energy is, start pulling it from all over the universe, through you, through your body, creating a flow of energy. And let it sparkle and tickle and enliven all your molecules in your body. And send little trickles out all over the universe at the same time as you're pulling. Contributing the energy that you, the being, are to the planet, to all the molecules, all the consciousness, all the people, all the plants and the animals. Pulling and flowing. What if you could function from this space all the time? What if you don't need to contract down into your body? What if your body can be inside of you, the being? So everything that doesn't allow that to be easy and fun for you, will you let that go and just see what's possible? Awesome.
Wow, that was amazing. Such a calm and relaxed. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm still in the energy of it. I'm not able to talk. All right. Thank you. And yes, you can find her in the link below. You can have a beautiful session with her. And she's also offering a lot of access consciousness courses and her specialty classes. And there will be a link below where you can contact her, reach out to her directly and see everything that she is offering. And the beautiful book, please, you can contact her. The book should be available on Amazon, is that so?
It is. It's on Amazon. It's also on the Access Consciousness website, whatever's easier.
Yes, wow, that's nice. So we are also going to give you a 10% off on your first booking session with her. That would be for one-on-one personal sessions with her, and the coupon code is 0 point. Wow, what an energy she is. Thank you so much, Julie, for all your contribution. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any final words? Thank you. All right, my dear audience, I'll meet you in the next show. If you are a healer and therapist or a facilitator, do reach out and register in 0 Point Healing. It's a free platform to show yourself to the world. I invite you for these shows as well if you're interested. Thank you so much. I'm going to meet you in the next show. Thank you, Julie.
Bye.